it was with one of them. He was saying how you can. He was giving an example of how you can slowly introduce it to your code base.
Yes. The sound, Michael. It's so when we're just talking about Abdi Grimm's confident code and confident Ruby, in fact, not just any old code, Ruby. Yes, and this idea about the in my mind, the way it's working is that like he's got an example of this from the metric foo code in the very introduction, and just what we were doing yesterday with admin mailer. It's kind of like, rather than having your method cluttered with checks for things, it's like push the responsibility to off to the other collaborators, so that they will check and that they will make sure that they return some sensible value.
Right.
Which makes a lot of sense. Good old Abdi. All right. So yes. Oh, and we've just agreed to merge the Met Plus and Martin Fowler scrums and put them at a new time, which is a development. Yeah, but so you've been busy because you got the whole Heroku deploy thing working for the new pipeline, as it well, that's not pipeline, the new vendor JavaScript stuff.
Yeah, I did.
You did, which is pretty damn awesome. Well done. And right, you had to like muck around with some build packs and stuff.
I told John last night that I would have to get that done before GTA Online, because you would write a long blog post about how it was what you call a briar patch.
Indeed. Well, I'm glad that my blog posts have, at least that function, which is to serve to motivate you in that way. Right, 11:30 BST.
I was thinking about maybe writing some of my own blog posts at some point.
That would be excellent. That would be very, very good indeed.
Except then I'd have to learn Markdown.
Is that something that you have to learn? I also think of it just as text. He said, doing air quotes, which you can see with the camera.
Yeah, but you have to have tick marks and stuff at different points.
Don't have to. You can just, you can start. That's what I like about Markdown, is it's fully backwards compatible with text. So pure text is also Markdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
So if I wrote text,
yes,
and opened a pull request, then you could go around and be my editor. And
I could. That is in fact what Federico is doing for me now. Is I'm pushing into the AV static, and he's doing pull requests with the edits on my blog posts.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm trying to find the window. Right, I've updated one thing or the other. Okay, yes. Well, and then, so shall we look at, shall we start off by looking at where we are? Basically, we've got this pull request, which Raul is happy with, and
I merged it in.
He merged it in.
If you want to look at it closed, it's in the closed pile. Sure.
All right, that's a follow-up pull request.
Yes.
On the other pull request, which is this one.
Yes.
And that one is okay. Right, is in. Why is that? I clicked that. It's just taking a long time to get all the files. Yes. Okay. So install notes. Right. Yes, and I've updated all of the install notes, but I have not successfully installed on Ubuntu. I did actually get Docker. I got Docker running. I've got an Ubuntu instance running locally on Docker. Right. So did you create some new issues to reflect other concerns about with the stuff that kind of came up for you, like adding Bower as a dependency, or no, all that's done now?
that was added, that we could have an issue for removing. So core JS dash type ahead is the one that is forcing us. It uses Bower in its post install hook, so you need Bower wherever you go with it, and if we could replace that with something more modern,
right, indeed,
additional work, but then we could potentially just get rid of Bower. But John was suggesting that last night, and I was kind of thinking that, but I told him that in the drive-by tradition.
Yes, we get one thing out and then we move on.
Yeah.
Excellent. So this is actually closed then, so we can put that into the done column. Interesting. So,
do you want to open a ticket for that, or should
I do. Yes, I was just preparing for that. I'm here. So this is so this ticket would be
replace
code type ahead.
Core JS dash type ahead.
Core JS type ahead.
Core J, yeah.
It requires Bower at the moment. So if we upgraded or if we changed, we could remove a dependency. Okay. So
there should probably also be tickets for investigating the other.
Well, yes, I was just going to say, feels like there's a few things there. So we've got, I mean, and yeah, it's sort of, you know, Thomas says he doesn't remember. What am I looking at now? I'm looking at log support, which is why I'm confused. Okay, file, open, recent website 1. Okay. So there. So this Confi.js and Cube Portfolio appear to be closed source, well, not closed source, but appear to have the wrong license for use here. So we need to investigate removing or replacing Confi.js due to incompatible license. And we want the same thing for his Cube Portfolio. Portfolio.js. It's in vendor. It's JavaScript. Okay. Let's look at that one and say the location in vendor assets.
There's also Bootstrap tags and Bootstrap token field.
They're also they're MIT.
Well, those are licensed, okay, I believe. But the problem is that
we don't have versions of them on NPM.
I think tags doesn't exist on NPM, and token field we have on. I found it on NPM, but like after I tried installing it, it didn't. It was breaking things.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Whether it's a matter of finding which version, or if they did something, because like certain things, investigating this, certain NPM modules, like basically they were forked.
Okay.
There was some work done in the process of upgrading them from just like raw JavaScript
So
files.
bootstrap tags and bootstrap
To them.
fields need some work. Either no version in npm or new version breaks.
Then there's the Mercury editor,
Uh-huh.
which I think is just some kind of Rails thing. Like these assets are generated by running the scaffold.
Oh, okay.
I think so. They may not even make sense to take them out of vendor. Actually,
Yeah.
that also like no longer being upgraded.
No, indeed, but Mercury is kind of also Mercury.
And 404JS is a one-off.
Right.
So that probably doesn't really make sense to
move
out of vendor. So the real things are Comfy, Cube Portfolio, and the two bootstraps.
Yeah. Which are part of a Rails generation. See also 404.js, which is a one-off. Okay.
Well, I'm saying those may not make sense. I mean,
indeed. I will here. I'm just.
They may make sense to replace
them with
other npm module.
Yeah.
With equivalent functionality, or just good with it.
Right. Unable to create card. That's not what I want to hear. See. Yeah, has that? Oh, but it has. So investigate options for other items in the vendor. Yeah. So I'm kind of I would say the comfy.js and the Cube portfolio thing are a higher priority. Like I'm quite uncomfortable actually about having those in our open source projects.
Right.
And just look, where are we up to on website 1 in terms of voting? We've got I think we've got 2 votes for link checking step, not actually checking for links. Let's have a look at Yep, just checking the votes there, and then I can. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm going to say there on website 1. So okay, let's grab that. We have 3 votes for link checking as unanimous vote of 1 point. Okay, so that is 8. I guess the thing from here, I guess, right, if I filter it is the way to, can I filter by the ticket number? I can set that as 1, and that gets moved into estimated. Okay. I'm definitely starting to feel I would like a bot to do these things for me. But so I guess I'm going to say we should vote on. I guess is it silly having this as 2 tickets?
So you can buy Cube portfolio rights for $80. Let me send you.
Sure. I guess this is an investigation. It's going to have to. It should be the 2 of them.
$80 for the extended license.
Right.
Oh wait, it's $16. says use by you or one client
Mm-hmm.
in a single end product, which end users are not charged for.
Mm-hmm.
End users. And I guess those are like the people that use the site.
Yeah. Do you want to put that directly into the ticket?
Like, what does one client mean? These
Indeed.
are all like legal terms.
But yeah, dump anything relevant into the ticket.
Hmm.
Oh. Okay. The other things that I was thinking of in terms of issues were I guess I guess we must already have installation. And we have documentation, but not installation. I guess there's a specific thing I'm thinking here about updating documentation, installation documentation, which was part of what we were looking at yesterday. Easy to roll a new C9 instance for testing. Not clear how one can do that for OS X. Docker promising for doing that for Ubuntu. Would be great to clear up our scripts and possibly even have acceptance
Actually,
tests for them. Go on.
just looking at, we may not actually be using those things anyway.
Well, that's entirely possible. And so we may just be able to. I think when you tried removing them and we had some errors.
I didn't try removing them.
Yeah.
That may be.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the application.js and I don't see them required.
Yeah. Well, that could make things more straightforward. So, on board.
Let me actually just try removing them from vendor.
Yeah.
And it's everything.
Oh.
Have
you not managed to affect any change to your alarm system?
What?
You've not managed to affect any change to your alarm system?
I've effectively changed my alarm system?
No, I said you haven't been able to make any changes to the alarm system.
Let me try something.
Thanks. So, like, what was this? Removing nearest time zone does appear to reduce resting base memory by 10% or so. However, that's on develop.
Hello?
Hey there.
So I tried. Maybe maybe it'll stop
Sure.
now.
Thank you.
I'm not sure though. It's basically that the unit that attaches to the wall,
Sure.
the internet,
Uh-huh.
and the phone,
Uh-huh.
thinks that the battery is dead.
Oh, I see.
But the battery is not dead.
Ah.
It's a defect in their unit.
Hmm.
And they made it really annoying so that like it would be piercing.
Hmm.
And your attention would be called to it.
Right, right.
There's a button that I can press.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I hold it in for a while, it'll shut it up for like 24 hours.
Okay.
But you have to keep pressing it every 24 hours.
Yes. And it's a phone? It's a clock?
No, it's like the internet connection.
It's like
like the
it's
modem.
like a router, modem. Oh, I see.
The actual modem connection to Fios.
That thinks its battery is dead, and perhaps erroneously.
No, its battery's not dead. It's
Right, because you replaced the battery.
yeah.
Right.
Thinks it's dead. If you take the battery out and put it back in, it may last a little longer. But it like eventually goes back to thinking it's dead.
Well, let's see what that change affects, and then we can approach it in an agile fashion. And yes, maybe we can get you a new router at some point.
But I have to have them come out basically to fix it.
Oh, right. So I'm just writing in this ticket. But yeah, thank you for doing that. I'm just writing this ticket about. I think we've done this first round of investigation of the memory issue. And
I mean, I could take my MacBook to the kitchen.
Let's see what change you
away from the modem.
Yeah, thank you for thinking about it. I otherwise it's just, it manages to actually be quite painful. So yes, thank you for thinking about it. So I'm just thinking that I might close this ticket about. Say again? You distorted.
I said I've kind of gotten used to it at this
point.
Right.
It's
just.
I think it's probably right. I think there's some aspects of the fact that with the audio over the Hangout, and I've got the particular headphones in, that it sounds much louder and more piercing than your voice. But anyway, so
I took this out and I'm running the Qs and nothing's failing.
Okay.
So far, at least.
Okay.
So we may be able to just get rid of them.
Yeah, which would be ideal. Yeah, so I'm just thinking of closing this ticket on the memory leak one, because it's got a lot of conversation in it, and I think the thing to do here is to. Oh, I can close it by. That's right. The way to close it is to drag it into the done column. I mean, it's obviously still an issue,
but I'm also suspicious because 404 is not pulled in either, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's see. So replace it. So we've got a different one, which is replacing nearest time zone.
We have the issue that not everything is like robustly tested.
Indeed so. Could improve memory performance. before doing full
Oh, there is a
replace.
failure. There's a failure, but I'm not sure what it is. It might just be one of those
Yeah,
intermittent ones.
sure. Would be nice to see how moving it would impact production. Okay, and so I guess there's then, and then there's another ticket which is kind of investigate other possible sources of memory leak. So Roku has various suggestions here. We have another ticket looking at removing certain gems, but there are other tweaks investigated.
So hire me modal failed.
Right.
When I ran just that feature,
Individually.
they passed the two scenarios.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that's probably not related to the but I'm just gonna run Qx again.
Mm-hmm.
Does that fail sometimes? Is that one of the intermittents?
That I would not say that that's one that I've regularly seen in the intermittents.
No.
No.
It's usually the editor thing, right?
Yeah.
Document feature,
yeah.
which you want to get rid of.
Well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, I can't find any reference to the word comfy anywhere in the system. I guess, I mean, I'm sort of trying to avoid focus. Well, I mean, I guess the path of least resistance is to be immediately looking at that that issue. I'm sort of hoping to kind of work out what's the most effective voted thing to focus on. Oh, I've got a file mask on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, comfy only the word only seems to be mentioned in the file itself. Which is suggestive of it not being used. And what was the other one? The other one is cubeportfolio.js.
Now here's your phrase of many people use path of least resistance.
Mm-hmm.
There's Wayne Stiles on relating the Bible to your life, and
Why you should avoid the path of least resistance. Goodness.
yes,
Right.
because he says that without the resistance of a barbell, muscle won't grow.
Right. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Well, I guess I'm at the moment there's three directions that I can see us pushing in. One is on the premium thing. One is on getting more telemetry on the Hangouts, and the other one is improving the installation documentation.
So where are we at in terms of getting the mail notification for when
Slack
Slack invites fail? Where are we at with that?
We have a pull request that's waiting for review from Raul.
Okay, so we can potentially move on from that.
Yeah, I mean, we have other tickets about whether we want to try and make an acceptance test for it or even integration tests for it. I think making acceptance tests for it is a bigger job involving like working out all these test settings. I think, and then also like what's the appropriate way to test async mailings and other async activities. I mean, maybe that's just inappropriate to be doing acceptance tests on it.
So all the queues passed.
Okay.
So I'm going to run the specs.
Right.
And then after that, I'm going to
We do want to run the Jasmine test as well. That's the...
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start it in local.
Yeah, right, and browse to it. We also
Hello?
Hello. We also, yeah, I mean, there's like we've got this separate thing for further work on the Slack invite. I think, you know, we should, you know, right now I'm not inspired to work on that, and I think we should get the current pull requests out. I think we should come back to that when we have more energy for it. I have to say I'm tempted. What I'm leaning towards is, come on, brain, working on the telemetry for the participants. So improving pairing participants' identity tracking. And we've got the problem that right. Well, I was thinking about the refactoring to create like a participant model and structure it differently. But actually, now look at that ticket. I mean, that's seeing how when people leave and arrive. I mean, yeah, there's one thing is about just us seeing with more data. The big problem with like giving people karma for their participation is that we don't have, the majority of people are not linked up with G+.
Yeah.
And we have, I guess we added a thing so that there's some karma for adding a G+ profile. I guess I wonder, if we can assess, like, do we know how many people are linked up with G+? And I mean, is that easy to work out? Does it matter? I guess it's good to, if we're going to do something where we try and encourage people to do it, it would be good to know, you know, if we try different things, you know, what's been affected. So if we're on production, can we tell from a user if they have authenticate, they have many authentications. So we could sort of get just a single user. I'm going to go get like myself. Right. And I can say, go on.
I'm using the site locally now.
Oh yeah.
I think that's just okay.
How do you do like fuck? No, I would need to do like
Do rake DBC, that should put some stuff in there, right?
Yeah. I just do like any. I want to kind of do any, and then say something like the idea of like. Can I say include? Got the general thing I can say like Rails check property of object in array. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so I should be able to do any question mark. And then we have an authentication. I could say a.provider is equal to
G+.
I'm getting, yeah, a G plus is what it is. There, a G plus. Yes. Okay. So presumably I could do something like user count. Count. I just like I can't do it like that. I have to do like user all map. And then we go like you. And that will give me like a silly long. That will give me like a silly long array of trues and falses. So I want to count the number of trues in the array. Ruby count trues in array. Count occurrence of element in array. Yeah, count true. Okay. Okay, that one got them wrong. Okay, you didn't expect.
You're really gonna do this.
Huh. I don't need no map. The map just takes the block.
Really?
Uh-huh. So that's 951. That's quite a lot, actually.
What?
Well, I just ran a little thing here that if it's working as I expect, tells us that we have 951 users who have G+ authentications.
Really?
Out, and we have like 1,813. Say again?
You want to do the first one of them?
Mm-hmm. We could do providers equals. I mean, this is just going to give me the. I mean, I could just take user. What if I do? Well, that may. I wanted to find the first one with. No, he doesn't have. I have a feeling you authentications. Yeah, there we go. So Thomas has a D+ authentication.
What can you find out about that G+ authentication? Oh, you have the user ID.
In this case, I mean, I just took the first user, and they happen to have
UID.
Right, that this one, yes, this is the thing that we use to connect people who've appeared in the Hangout and know that they've been there.
Are they actually? That ID is that the same one that appears in the Hangouts, or
that is I would assert that when we were looking at this previously, that yes, that's when there's a match there. That's when we get this matchup with come on.
Well, like the present hangout, right? It's not showing me, right?
Look.
And I know I have my G+.
You think your GCP is hooked up, do you?
Yes.
Yeah. The site is being a bit slow at the moment. Let's go to past events. Okay, so we're getting here. No, it's getting Michael C from your. I guess so. If we wanted to get to, if we wanted to see the actual Hangout event, so they're called event instances. This is the current one with you and me, unless somebody else is doing one. It says Michael C there. So that's got a person ID there of this. I mean, it could be like putting partial matches based on display names, but so if we look for, so presumably you're signed in with your the MTC 2013 open source one.
Uh-huh.
So that's you, and then I can do you authentications, right? And so that gives you a G+ UID of this here, which in fact is matching.
So the question really is.
But so yeah, actually no. Look, this is linking up to you. Look, this goes to your user profile.
Okay.
So that's working as expected.
So the question is, I guess then we can give people credit for being in Hangouts, right?
Well, I think that
that they're authenticated.
To the extent that they're authenticated, yes. Yes, we could. I guess if we go and look at the karma calculation, maybe I'm guilty of. Say again?
Could just be another incentive for them to give us their G+.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, I think ultimately we need to move towards letting people know that this is what they get. But we've got, so the thing at the moment in the karma thing, we've got this number of Hangouts started with more than one participant. So at the moment, you only like we select, like at the moment we have a relationship between users and event instances that, like, if you start it, then you own it.
Right.
What we would, I guess, what we should do. One part that before, I'll back up. I had been thinking we would have to refactor before we could do this calculation. I guess what we should, before doing that, it would make sense to try running a calculation that would try and look for how many times the person appeared in the participants. Because what we don't have at the moment is any relationship. So we have where's the event instances here? Event instances. So it has many event instances like so. But so in order to work out if you've been a participant in an event instance, then we need to search through the I'll do this, maybe do this locally rather than on the production machine. But so we made additional changes there. They're not gone in. I'm not sure that whole thing is working anyway, so let's leave that. Git checkout develop. So Git, I didn't need to do that, did I? Anyway, Rails. So, Maroem was talking about using gem sets and RVM that might could avoid us having to type BE. Wasn't completely sure whether that could be totally automatic based on that. Like it would basically update the gem thing whenever you typed bundle install, which you have to do anyway. So, if that works, that would be fine. So, if we're in Rails console here, so I can ask the question here: event instance count. How many event instances do we have? I have like 2,490 on this machine. So the event instance, I can say something like, if I map from the event instance, we've got the participants count. Something, I don't know if we can have that. This. No. Oh, okay. I need to do an all statement there. Greetings to our 2 viewers. How are you doing? Oh no, now I'm down to 1. I spoke too fast. Yeah. Oh, I have to do participants. This is one of the things like that Avdi would be saying. Like you shouldn't have to check. You should be like we should be creating a method on event instance that wouldn't return nil. It would return a 0. But so I. Oh no, do I do an or?
I mean, what are you doing?
I was just trying to. Well, I was just trying to like run a little test of if we've got all the event instances.
Yeah, can you go back to that? Just go back to what you were doing.
Yeah.
And instance that all dot. I mean, you keep switching around, so I really can't do it.
Sure. Hold on. Yeah, I was trying to get like here, like a list of the counts of the participants in each event instance, but I was forgetting that the participants is just a serialized chunk of data.
Right.
I think we have some methods to. So if I take the first event instance and I then just get the participants from that, it comes back as this thing there. Where did we? Somewhere I thought we had. Oh, like their broadcaster. So we've got like. Can we ask? If it will give me like if I ask for the first one there, like if we will. I mean, we've got like a method here.
I mean, we could have a method, right?
Right, that would check. I'm trying to think about. Yeah.
That given Google ID,
right,
passed as a string.
Yes.
One exists in the participants.
That's what I'm looking for.
Hangout has more than one participant, right?
Yes, I think that we're not bothered about whether it has one or more in the because we still look for the number. Yes. Yeah.
Well, we do. I mean, there's several things.
Yeah.
We wouldn't necessarily want to give the host double credit, right?
No. Indeed. I mean, the what I'm immediately interested in is, for example, can I go to? Right, it doesn't let me do that. I can ask about the first this in the most recent Hangouts, and then if I want to, the first thing seems. If I ask for the first one, it seems to give me an array. Let's go in here and get the. Right. So if I want to get the Google ID, I can get into the array kind of like this. Right. So, for example, I could then be asking, I could try and get all of the event instances, and I could ask it to, I want to go through and grab, if we do map, no, it's like, what's it, select. And then I can select where in that event instance And that's going to look for the. I kind of want to go through and find. I want to get the set of participants. I want to ask if any of them person ID. For example, this would be like asking if it was you. String to integer.
So if you do integer, implicit conversion of string into integer.
I think it might be in a different place than we kind of expect. I guess the
we don't know what that.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm just mucking around here, we don't know where that's occurring. I mean, we've seen here that if we pull out this entity, it is a string, and I'm doing a string comparison there. But so if I take the first,
yeah, but is every one of the participants, is every one of those things arranged in that way in the JSON?
I don't know.
If you actually look at the JSON,
Mm-hmm.
do just first dot participants, right?
Yeah, I've got like here. This is an example. This is the JSON.
So that would
and the serialization turns the JSON into a Ruby object.
Mm-hmm.
So we end up with this. I guess what we need to do is maybe turn the participants into an array. With participants, I get that. So what I'm trying to do is see if I can page through the, like at least if I take the last participants, that's got 2 people in it, which is probably you and me, which is, and then so for this, see, I can't do I can do a count on that now. Count. And what I was trying to do there is, can I ask if any of those, like we've got those 2 things, can we ask it? This is what I should be doing. Can I ask if either of these were you? So that should now be a participant, and then I should be able to say participant, assuming that it's pulling out this chunk. I guess I could just ask here, that's a simpler question, which is has microphone. Equal false. It's giving me that same thing again. Will it let me map through them? No.
No. Quote false. But what is being so?
I think the problem with the conversion is
you're indexing into an array. Somehow that's usually what that error is. You're getting an array somehow. No implicit conversion of string into integer.
Funny, I thought when I take an individual element of these, it may just be the nature of the serialized. When I take an individual, like participants here,
right? Well, look at it. Look at the
several times. The
what?
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Yeah.
Don't look at the individual. Look at all. Go back to what you had before with all the participants of the last event.
Yeah, this is all of the participants.
Go with all the participants of the last event, please.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's what I just printed out immediately here, and I've now printed it out again.
Can you scroll up? Scroll up. Scroll up. See there when you're mapping?
Hmm.
You didn't do a map though, did you?
Well, I was trying different ones, and they were giving me trouble.
There when you're mapping, I don't know. You create like an array.
Yeah.
When you see the type error,
Uh-huh.
cannot implicitly convert string into integer,
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with what you think are hashes,
Mm-hmm.
because you're usually actually dealing with an array.
Right.
That's
But
my experience with Ruby.
sure. Because see, if I take the first element, right, it allows me to look up. Oh, that one. Why doesn't that allow me to look up into it?
Because it's an array.
There.
Look at it. It's an array.
Sure, sure. Yeah. No, I've had that before. So this one here, is that? Give me the second. I guess what we've got is this. In this context, it looks like I've got an array. I mean, sorry, a hash, where I can pull out the first and the second.
Yeah.
If I try and map over it, it converts it into an array that has 4 elements in it.
Yeah, you're going to get an array from map.
So I guess what I want here is this. Yeah. So if I take the values, then it just gives me those.
Now, what does values do?
Values gives me so in a hash is key values pairs. So it basically discards the values.
Oh, okay.
So that, in principle, should allow me to.
I mean, it discards the keys.
Yeah, sorry. And then if I could reliably ask, for example, if we have a camera, which I can. Okay. So then, so this is in fact the person. And so then if we want to, let's be person. And then here, ID. So that gives me the IDs of the people involved. So I could then
say, oh, that equals.
Can ask if any of these equal one or other of them. This is you, I think. So the answer is true, that you were in that. So then we could ask about all of the events. We would need to say for all of them, we would like to, for example, select out of those event instances those where any of them were you. Oops. And I would like to count those. No. Okay. So I guess we've got a situation where some of those but that's true. In some cases, maybe there are not any participants. No. Yeah. About the one that was working. So that implies that in some cases.
Why don't you do event? So event instance.all, right?
Yeah, we've got that there.
Select any.
So this is effectively just a map, and it's checking those ones. I'm surprised. See, am I getting or wrong here? Like basically, if participants is nil, then it shouldn't evaluate this.
Undefined method values from those columns.
I guess if we explicitly check for nil here and say, I want to select those where the participants are not nil and okay, so that says that you are in 716 of the event instances.
Because
go on. No, that's me. Let's see how many. That's how many I've been in. And that's how many you've been in.
right.
And it's not. I mean, it's not.
That's
fast.
how long we started capturing all that data anyway.
Oh, well, this is like a snapshot that I've got locally.
Okay.
Which is it's not representative. I mean, it's just it's good to see that they're different numbers. I guess we also want to know that that this was where our we would also want to know.
We also want to know that they're not the host, right?
Well, what we can do is, I mean, I guess it depends if we want to give people extra credit for being the host. I mean, what we could do is just replace the host credit with this credit, which you might see as more egalitarian. We could just have something like this. So, yeah, that's there. I mean, people could you could say, well, if people have gone to the bother of starting it, that's, we like, so for example, there we can see I've started a lot that only had me in them. At least, and that's because this is in the local system. But so, I mean, actually, then that's interesting because if we look back at the karma calculator, I mean, that in principle allows us to have a kind of a def number of Hangouts participated in, which could be kind of like this, and then this would be replaced by that mechanism to work out the users. It's u.authentications. You have to do like who's you? That's u.authentications. We have to find the G+ one. You select, and then authentication. We need provider. There's an authentication where the a.provider equals G+, and then we would need to get the .uid from that. Okay, that's an array, so we need. Okay.
So you could say,
there may be a. I wonder if we've got an existing method to get that authentication ID, but just say like so G+ equals user,
and then
which will fail in some cases, but so something. I mean, this is very, very, very rough and smelly.
Return 0 if unless G.
Yeah. And we could, having looked at this, we could test drive it and recreate it and put the things in the right places. But that's kind of an interesting. It's interesting that it runs because we're doing the karma calculation offline, right? We're doing it, on a scheduler now and then. So this actually, we could, kind of get a version out of it today, couldn't we?
Yes, we could.
Interesting. Well, I think on that note, I might go make a cup of tea, and then we might try and kick that out.
All right.
Cool. All right. I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now. Bye, 2 viewers. Oh, 3 viewers. We'll be back. We'll be back soon. Don't change that channel. Bye for now.